My name is Molly McKinnon, now Molly McKinnon Rupp, and I'm here to talk about Coach Flanagan. Well, you have phone calls, but my first in-person memory of Coach Flanagan is him coming out to the home visit. So, that was back in, 1997. So at that time, Google Maps weren't around. GPSs weren't, out there like they were. And I lived out in Olympia, Washington. And compared to Albuquerque, I lived out in the boondocks. Bigfoot could be my neighbor. So Coach Flanagan is trying to find my house, and he's a guy that's always on time. And, you're looking at your watch and you're an 18-year-old kid, like, when's your first coach gonna be at your house? And he's calling me, he's like, hey, Molly, I don't know where I am. There's no street lights, there's nothing. And eventually he got his way here and he got into my house and he sits down and my family's waiting for him to start. And little did I know, Coach wanted to have some chit chat, and he's not much to chit chat. So we sat down and he's like, well, do you want me to start? I'm like, yeah, let's give it a go. So it was awkward, he was lost, we didn't get started on time, but that was my very first memory of Coach Flanagan, was at my house for our home visit. Well, honestly, when I got the first phone call, I was like, New Mexico, I remember flying into Albuquerque as a layover and leaving out, and it was just desolate. I was like, no, I'm not interested. But then I got their pamphlets, I talked to Coach Flanagan, I flew down here for my visit. I knew he was the coach I wanted to play for, but the pit sells itself. So with the combination of Coach and his morals and his playing philosophies, that's what sold me on coming here. He's very black and white. There's no gray area. You either work hard or you don't. And if you're not working hard, you're not going to play. So as a coach, it's really great. Everybody knows their expectations. If you were too sick to practice, you're too sick to play. It didn't matter. If you couldn't practice and you were a starter, you weren't going to start. If you couldn't practice and you were coming off the bench, you weren't going to play. Expectations stayed the same whether you were a 40-minute player or a walk-on. So the thing about Coach Flanagan is expectations were set at a high level and you knew what to do to make him happy. Loyalty goes a long way. That if you give it your all, you should get it back in some shape or form. Whether it's instantaneous or 2 or 3 years down the road, you got to work for what you want for. And I think we did that as Lobos here. We didn't come in and were handed anything. We had to work for it day in and day out, year after year, season after season, and he continued that success, obviously, throughout his career here. Oh God, pull out the record books, all right? That's obvious. His name's associated with every record. If it's not his name, it's his athletes that are associated with him. I think we've all heard the term, if you build it, they will come. All right, so he had a base of Katie Kern, Jody Corey, Abby Garchek, Tamika Stoops, and then he got the frame up. Mandy Moore, Amy Bagan, and then he put the ceiling on with Sarah Hallis and Jordan Erskine. He built this place, and they came. That's what he means to UNM. He has built this legacy for UNM Women's Hoops. He's built it not only for the community, the state, it's nationwide. And then being at another athletic program after I left here, and hearing coaches going, I'm not going to the pit. And that's pride for me. I'm sitting in a room with other Big 12 coaches, I'm not going to the pit. And then to see these coaches come down and get ready for tip-off, and they're kind of like checking the place out, you can see those coaches going, what did I sign up for? Coach Flanagan brought that here to UNM and to the nation. And those are big shoes to fill, big shoes to fill. Oh God, there's so many. To wins, to half-room, speeches, and either trying to get us going or to continue us going. But there's so many. So I guess a funny one. I was a magnet to the floor. I was constantly on the floor, and I refused to wear knee pads. Let's go. Who wants to wear knee pads? Nowadays it's a big thing, but people change. But Coach Flanagan, was dead set that I protect myself because I just couldn't keep off the floor. And he one day came in and said, Molly, you will wear this knee pad. I'm like, Coach, I'm not going to wear it. Lo and behold, the man picks me up, takes me into the training room and puts the knee pad on myself and says, in a very political way, you will wear this or you will not play. That's something that people don't know about. He's a good guy. I'm just incredibly honored that he took the time to fly fish up to Washington State and happened to come upon me in a gym and take the time to speak with me as a young adult at that time. And then, eventually developed me into the young woman I was during college. Teach me about loyalty, working hard, and that truly does develop you into a young adult and to being a good wife, being a good mom, seeing my kids see what he has done for me, and I can instill that into my children. And Coach Flanagan has been a big part of that. To this day, my kids know him. And if you look around the room today, there's many faces that are here and have come a long way just to make sure, we love you for what you did for us as an athlete and for what you've done for us after our college careers. And not too many coaches will sit down with someone that comes there to have lunch, play a golf game, or for myself, call and ask how I'm doing after a career change. And that's what makes a good college coach.